Could Kendrick Bourne be on his way out of New England? We might not want to face it, but there is a realistic reason on why this could potentially be happening. What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Colby with Patriots Global, back here with another video. And today I wanted to kind of continue on from my last video talking about this whole Brandon Aiyuk situation and Kendrick Bourne. Today, though, I want to focus a little bit more on the Kendrick Bourne side of things and less on the Brandon Aiyuk side of things. We've talked about Brandon Aiyuk in several different videos. We talked about it yesterday. If you want to hear about the reports, hear about my thoughts on all of the rumors and situations going on with Aiyuk to the Patriots and other teams, check out my last video. But there is a report, and this has been reported by several different people at this point, that if the New England Patriots do actually acquire Brandon Aiyuk from the 49ers, that would include not just draft capital on the Patriots side of things, but it would also include a player. And from what's being reported, that player would be Kendrick Bourne. Patriots reporter here, Andrew Callahan, is even doubling down on this report, so you know it's legit. He says, no Brandon Aiyuk trade update, except I can confirm the Patriots are expected to include wide receiver Kendrick Bourne in a potential deal per source. Bourne, an ex-49er, still has fans on the team, the coaching staff, and San Francisco kept tabs on him during free agency last spring. In fact, even if we go down, we can see a couple of other sources saying this same thing. 49ers in NFL News here 24/7, who has gotten several reports right in the past, also saying that the 49ers likely return compensation if they trade Brandon Aiyuk to the Browns. It would be Amari Cooper and picks. The Patriots, Kendrick Bourne and picks. So what it sounds like is if the 49ers do actually move on from Aiyuk, whether that's the Patriots, the Steelers, the Browns, no matter what team it is, they're going to be looking for draft compensation plus a player, and it sounds like the player in return is going to be a wide receiver. And obviously, this is just wild news because the Patriots just signed Kendrick Bourne to a contract extension just a few months ago. The Patriots signed Bourne to a 3-year, $19.5 million contract with the Patriots. He received $5.5 million in guarantees, including $4.2 million signing bonus. If you look at the contract that he has, also a base salary this upcoming season of only $1.3 million. In 2025, only $5.5 million. In 2026, also only $5.5 million. In terms of what he has against the cap, it's only $3.2 million for the Patriots cap space in 2024, 7.9 in 2025, and then again 7.9 in 2026, with the final 2 years of his deal not having any guaranteed money. And Kendrick Bourne had a lot of interest league-wide from the Patriots, from the 49ers. There were so many teams that were interested in him, and Bourne could have made more money elsewhere. He didn't sign back in New England because New England gave him the most money. He re-signed in New England long-term because he wanted to be here. He vocally said before free agency even started that he wants to be in New England. He wants to retire a New England Patriot. Kendrick Bourne is a fan favorite. In fact, I feel like I speak for all of us when I say the fan favorites right now here in New England are Matthew Judon and Kendrick Bourne. Ironically, both of those guys sound like they could be on their way out. Now, let's say the Patriots do end up deciding to trade Kendrick Bourne. What this would do overall to their cap space is they would take on about $1.4 million in dead money, but they would free up about $1.8 million in savings. And honestly, look, as a Patriots fan, I just feel like that is kind of a slap in the face to Kendrick Bourne, who, again, definitely took a pay cut to come back here in New England. The Patriots really don't necessarily have anything going for them right now. There's a lot of question marks. The future could be bright. The future could be dull. We don't know. Right now, this is not exactly an intriguing place to play, but he still came back here, even knowing the circumstances that the Patriots are in. And that says a lot about him. Not only that, but the person he is both on and off the field. what he brings in terms of a locker room guy, as a leader. That is exactly the type of player that Jerod Mayo has said time after time after time that he wants on this team. And by the way, we know that this news is true not just because of the reports, but apparently Jerod Mayo and Kendrick Bourne had a meeting earlier today after late last night these rumors dropped about Kendrick Bourne being involved in a potential trade package for Brandon Aiyuk. So like I said, you have Jerod Mayo and Kendrick Bourne both meeting earlier today. Then for today of training camp, we don't see Kendrick Bourne for the first half of practice. Usually we see him out there. We see him out there with the fans. We see them out there engaging with his teammates and whatnot. First half of practice, we didn't see him at all. This is a good indication that the reports are true, and Kendrick Bourne definitely not happy about it. And really on the other side of things, if you think about it, if the Patriots don't land Brandon Aiyuk, which obviously means that Kendrick Bourne is staying here, how do you think Kendrick Bourne is going to feel that he just signed an extension here this offseason and you were willing to already ship him off like he didn't mean anything to this offense? To me, this is kind of just one of those situations where you better get Aiyuk now because you're burning bridges. Now, from the San Francisco 49ers point of things, if they do trade Aiyuk to New England, it would make sense that they want a receiver in return, especially a guy that has high potential in Kendrick Bourne. He might not be a #1 wide receiver, but that's not what they need. They need a complementary #2, #3 piece behind Ricky Pearsall and Deebo Samuel. Kendrick Bourne would fit in there perfectly, not to mention the fact that he already knows that system. With the 49ers in his first year, he put up 200 yards. Second year, 400 yards. Third year, 300 yards, fourth year, 600 yards. In 2021 in New England, first year here with Mac Jones, he puts up an astounding 800-yard season to where we said, Kendrick Bourne stays healthy, he could have been a 1,000-yard receiver, and this is a guy that you want to get more implemented into your offense. Obviously, in 2022, took a big step back with 434 yards. That was in large part because he was in Bill Belichick's doghouse, and he got significantly less snap time. And then in 2023, put up 406 yards, but only appeared in 8 games because he had that season-ending injury, which even right now has continuously placed him on the PUP list to start training camp. And to me, one of the most frustrating things about the journey of Kendrick Bourne here in New England is that he pops off in 2021 playing 52% of the Patriots' offensive snaps. Then in 2022, only plays in 44% of the Patriots' offensive snaps. Then finally, Belichick comes to his senses in 2023, realizes that Kendrick Bourne needs to consistently be a vocal point of this offense, plays him in 73% of his offensive snaps, which is the most of Kendrick Bourne's entire career, looking like he was going to have a career season. And then, of course, like I said, gets injured. Look, as much as I would not like to see Kendrick Bourne obviously leave New England, you can't deny the fact that Brandon Aiyuk and a swap for Kendrick Bourne would obviously be an upgrade at the wide receiver group. Not to mention the fact that if the Patriots do lose Kendrick Bourne, who, by the way, is already 29, in 2025, he'll be entering his 30-age season. The Patriots have guys on the roster who could definitely replace that role. KJ Osborne, who has been a very, very vocal point of this offense throughout training camp with Kendrick Bourne on the PUP list, is very, very similar to the role that Kendrick Bourne plays with the Patriots and could slide into that role perfectly. Not to mention that you have these younger bucks who are also showing out in training camp for the Patriots. Demario Douglas, Jalen Polk, Javon Baker. In terms of losing Kendrick Bourne from a football standpoint, it wouldn't be necessarily a major loss, but it is going to be a major loss to this fan base. It's going to be a major, major loss to the locker room, especially because you'd be swapping Kendrick Bourne for Brandon Aiyuk, who definitely has, at least to a degree, this diva mentality to him. Look, obviously, at the end of the day, I would love to see Kendrick Bourne stay with the New England Patriots, whether Brandon Aiyuk is here or not. But at the end of the day, there is a lot of redundancy with these wide receivers. If you bring on Brandon Aiyuk, you keep Kendrick Bourne, you keep KJ Osborne. And at the end of the day, I only have them keeping 7 wide receivers on the active roster, and it's already going to be hard for the Patriots to figure out who is going to make this final roster. But this is where I'm going to kick it off to you guys. What are your thoughts on this entire Kendrick Bourne situation? Would you be okay if he left the New England Patriots and went back to the 49ers? Or do you want him to stay here in New England? Let me know in the comment section below. On your way out, please leave a big like on the video. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. Appreciate you guys so much for watching. And never forget, go Pats.